Hello, everyone. Good evening again. How are we today? It's a lovely Thursday evening out here in Edmonton. My name is Yaa'S and I'm here to do a book read with you. And it's going to be from my book, Refreshing for My Weary Soul, which is my third book, and that came out in 2021. But before we do that, let me go share to some groups and then we shall get started. Okay? Let's do this. I trust your day went well. It's the weekend already. We just started the month of June, didn't we? And that also is zipping along like who knows, right? Time flies, really, is how I would put it. Okay, so let's see. I think I'm done with my sharing. I just need to check one more thing and then we'll get going. All right. And so this is Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. And for those joining us on TikTok or who will be seeing this later on TikTok too, I welcome you. I hope that you'll take some nuggets out of it. My name is FODA ATTOBRAH, and I'm Auntie Yaa'S Book Corner. The lives that I do on this platform are based on my 6 books, which are on Amazon. I'll be speaking about them at the end of this. So today, from my book, Refreshing for My Weary Soul, it's a devotional, and I'm speaking about the bat of life. So when I say the bat of life, what do I mean? Let me give you an example. Naaman was the commander of the chief of Aram's army, and but he had leprosy. So he is a huge commander. He had everything going on for him, but so when they say the but, it's something that is used to negate you or discount you. I'm sure we've all had that happen to us. And when it does, it really is mind blowing. It takes you aback. It makes you rather sad. People minimize people with the but. So somebody is picked for a position and they go, oh, well, I know they know this and this and that, but they are like this. And that takes away from it. When you are discounted or somebody does the bad thing to you, you feel less than. And the bad situation is where we are treating people like they are not important or they are a nobody. It happens everywhere: workspaces, church spaces, family dynamics. You just look at the family dynamic of, say, in a family, there's some who are favorites and some who are not. So the non-favorites get treated like the bats. Oh, you are not as important as that other one, you know? And so somehow they don't value you because of some perceived notion or perception they have of you. But the question that I always ask is, are you God? Have you created a human being before? Like, how dare you sit on your high horse and negate or put somebody down? How would you feel if that were done to you? But we do a lot of that. Yes, it happens a lot in different environments. And I can speak with particular reference to my own community. It can be very unnerving, right? So in my book, I cited some examples. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I'll just look at it and highlight it. When you look at Jephthah, for example, Jephthah was the son of a harlot, but he got kicked out of his father's house because, oh, but you are the son of a harlot, so you are not part of us, right? But you know what happened? Later on, they called him back to come and fight for them. So that was his redemption factor. You see, the people who are the bats in life, they get written off by people. But sadly, the word of God says that I will lay a table before you in the presence of your enemies. So those people who discount you or negate you, they later get to see your rise to glory. Yes. When you go from the prison to the palace like Joseph did, and his brothers, right? So, and then too, we look at David. David was discounted by his brothers. You see, the one time his father sent him to the camp to go send some, supplies to his brothers who were in the war. And here he comes, Goliath is taunting the Egyptians and all that. So he starts to ask some questions. Of course, his older brother Eliab was so annoyed with him, just turned on him, you know, and said to him that, why have we know how conceited you are. Why have you come here? I'm like, you are fighting the war. He's not in it. He's just little old David. So why are you so mad or angry at him? Right? Yeah, he discounted him. But who defeated Goliath? It was David, not Eliab. You see? So those of us who go around on our high horses looking down on people, we better be careful, right? Yeah. And of course, when Samuel was sent to find the new king, so all of Jesse's sons were paraded before him. And when he saw Eliab, I think, was it Eliab that he saw? He thought, this must be the one. That is when God says, man looks at the outward appearance, I look at the heart. This is what I say because I've had that my whole life. People want to put you off to the side, people want to negate you. But when something happens and it's you, they go, oh, really? And I just sit there and I smile in my head. Or sometimes I'll chuckle and you see it. Never write anybody off because you just never know, right? And of course, when he had gone through all the sons of Jesse, I forget how many there were. And Samuel goes, is there any other? And the dad said, well, my youngest is out in the whatever, tending the sheep or who knows what. Go get him. We won't sit down till he comes. And lo and behold, who comes in? David, looking fine and dandy. And he was the one. You see? So, whom God has picked, right? You have no business putting down. Of course, look at what Joseph also endured. Joseph and his dreams and his big mouth, he just couldn't shut it down, shut it up, right? Yeah. But he later became the prime minister of Egypt. He was very resourceful and had a major plan to avert a disaster famine, right? So let me give you my own examples of some things that have happened to moi. I remember being in a church setting and the pastor was preaching about speaking in tongues. Lo and behold, he asked if who in the congregation speaks in tongues, and I lift my hand up and he shakes his head in disbelief. Oh no. I think I was quieter back then. If if it was now, he would have heard a thing or two from me. Like, really? This is a man of God, and he was discounting his own flock. Think about it. How many people are sitting in church settings with their lights dimmed because people are discounting them? Oh, but he can't do it. Yeah, in that same church, when I was appointed the women's leader, there were people, because I didn't know how to pray effusively like others. I was not considered spiritual enough. Yeah. And so the pious and sanctimonious ones, they tried to bully me. Even one of them had the nerve to say that a mercury da onim paibo. Later on, here I was able to open the Bible and share on certain platforms. Yeah. And then I would hear that, oh, even I was one of the people who said that about you. Or even in another church setting, it came out as a backhanded compliment because I was complaining to my pastor about something at home. And he said, oh, be patient. Yeah, people even wonder how you're able to take the word of God and explain it the way you do. That's when we have our morning prayer sessions. And I thought to myself, if I hadn't come with an issue, I wouldn't have heard that compliment, right? Yeah. Of course, the third example was my oldest daughter. She's very calm, very quiet, And one time, like she's very good at, she wrote a play And somebody in the church had the nerve to say, "Oh, I didn't know you could talk." Oh. And I'm like, really? What gives you that right? And I looked at the person, I said, this is why you should never ever discount anybody. Because the person that you discount could very well be your helper. Uh-huh. Okay. So yeah, we disdain people, we discount them, and then we go pray and disturb God that our helper has not come. But you were looking down on your helper, so they went past you, right? So yeah, listen, God is our glory and the lifter of our heads. In this life, nobody should ever try to be putting anybody down. You have not arrived. Nobody has. We're all on a journey. And the thing about it is, I'll speak with particular reference to Mikrom for. We take the timidity, the culture, and the faith makes us so timid. Listen, Jesus got angry, righteous anger, and he drove the money changers out of the temple. So if you are going to sit there and allow anybody to talk to you the way they want to, you're not going to see the light of day. You live a life of, oh, nobody likes you, oh, there's worrying about what people think. Rise up and live your life. You are here for a purpose. You are here for a destiny, okay? God is the only one who exalts and lifts up or brings down. So I'll end it here. If you've just joined me, I've been doing a book read from my third book, refreshing for my weary soul, and it's the bat in life when we spend time discounting people. So this book is on Amazon. If you can see it, oh, my leaves are not making you see it. Okay, so I'll just read the back a little bit. Hello and welcome to Refreshing for My Weary Soul. Why this title, you might be wondering, I'm sure. Our lives are so stressful that we get so wearied of life. Where do you turn, or what grounds you in your stressful moments? That is a question you must answer. For me, my faith has been my greatest source of comfort. The Word of God gives me such peace, comfort, and joy. In this devotion, I shall share different insights I've gained from reading my Bible in a simple way that I hope will keep you engaged. I have applied my storytelling skills to ensure you gain the best out of this experience. I pray you receive refreshing for your weary soul. Happy reading. So yes, the name again is FODA ATTOBRAH. My 6 books are all on Amazon. The first one is Reflections for a Thirsty Soul. The second is The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. The third is Refreshing for My Weary Soul, which I just read. The fourth is Own It, a guide to taking accountability and responsibility for your own life journey. The, the fifth is My Unapologetic Self, a guide to being real and living life on your own terms. And the sixth is A Call to Prayer, Intimacy with God Unleashed. Do patronize these books on Amazon. And when you've read them, please write me a helpful review. I'd really appreciate it. I thank you for listening today. Take care. Until next time, I'll be back next week, okay? Have a good rest of the week and have an amazing weekend. Bye for now.